In this video, we're going to be ranking animals in pro wrestling. Stay tuned.
Ultimo Smash!
Hello, we've got ourselves another ranking video, ladies and gentlemen, and today we're going to be ranking animals in pro wrestling. We've all seen our favourite wrestlers battle it out, but which of their furry companions come on top? We're going to find out in today's video. But before I begin, if I could just ask you guys to smash that subscribe button and hit that like button if you want to see more ranking videos just like this one. Right, let's get into it. Let's have a look at here. What have we got? What have we got? First up, we've got Al Snow's pet chihuahua, Pepper. Man, this one brings back some memories, doesn't it? If you guys are big Attitude fans like me, you can kind of remember all the storylines that happened with Al Snow and his chihuahua Pepper. We had a kind of big boss man chopping the dog into little pieces and feeding it to Al Snow, man. Crazy, crazy stuff. Only in the Attitude Era. I'd probably say Al Snow's dog Pepper should probably rank somewhere around a decent section, just because we didn't really see much of it in WWF, WWE, but kind of the one time we did, see it feature, I guess, it gave us a memorable storyline, so probably somewhere around the decent section for me. Okay, next up we've got Worms, and more Worms from Mr. Boogeyman himself. Where does this one go? It's a big fan of the kind of Ruthless Aggression era kind of wrestling, WWF. But Boogeyman was, he was alright, he was okay. The worms themselves, I mean, first couple of times you see him stick him in his mouth, a bit impressive, a bit disgusting, but after that, a bit boring for me. So, I mean, not a big fan of the Boogeyman character, not a big fan of the worms, probably in the mare section for me. Okay, next up we've got Matilda the Bulldog, who used to come out with the British Bulldogs. Man, classic legendary tag team. Brings back lots of memories, and for me, probably a bit biased coming from the UK. So for me, this one probably maybe ranks higher than it does for a lot of people. I'd probably stick that, somewhere in the decent section. I mean, we didn't see too much of the Bulldog kind of throughout the years, I guess. But somewhere around the decent section is kind of where I feel this one sits, I reckon. All right. Next up, we've got Larry the Pooch, belonging to CM Punk. Man, we haven't seen too much of Larry actually coming out to the ring with CM Punk, but I mean he's featured a lot on merch. So I'd probably say Larry the Pooch. I'd probably stick him in the mare section simply because we haven't actually seen too much of him, on the actual AEW programming. He's on the merch, but other than that, we don't really get too much of a glimpse from him. So probably in the mare section for me. Okay, next up we've got Pharaoh, the beautiful Siberian Husky, owned by Cody Rhodes. Where should this one go? We've kind of seen it come out a few times with Rhodey. There was that infamous incident when the kind of pyro went off during Cody Rhodes' entrance and kind of scared the dog, and a lot of people on Twitter were angry about that. So where does this one go? We haven't really seen much of Pharaoh since. I'd probably say this one goes controversially. This one goes controversially ahead of CM Punk's dog Larry. But in the mare section for me, I'd probably say big time. We've got Damien, the Burmese Python, owned by Jake the Snake Roberts. Man, oh man! I mean, they don't get much more iconic than this pro wrestling animal, do they? I mean, this one's got to go straight to the top. Legendary without a doubt, isn't it? I mean, what can I say? This one has featured kind of so many iconic WWF moments. I know that Jake did kind of alternate between the kind of Cobra and the Burmese Python, but I mean, for me, this was kind of like the classic, the kind of classic snake that you'd always see Jake the Snake coming out with, kind of throughout the early 90s, late 80s. So man, I mean, it doesn't get much more iconic than that. It doesn't get much more legendary than that. Jake the Snake's Burmese Python, so definitely deserves its place on the legendary tier. Next up, we've got Frankie the Macaw, owned by Coco Beware. Man, this again, classic kind of golden era WWF pro wrestling animal. This one for me, I'd say similar to kind of the British Bulldogs. I'd say probably just behind the kind of Matilda the British Bulldog. I'd probably say quite an iconic wrestling animal. Did it feature much? Not too much, but still gave us some kind of memorable moments. And Coco Beware was just such an iconic classic character. So somewhere in the decent section around here is probably where I'll rank Frankie the Macaw. Okay, next up we've got Ricky the Steamboat's Komodo Dragon. Man, this one brings back some memories, doesn't it? Where does this one go? It's hard to say, really. A lot of people kind of might not remember, but I mean, in some of the kind of press shots, you used to see Ricky the Steamboat Dragon posing with a Komodo Dragon, but actually when he'd come out to the ring, a lot of the time, it's actually a little baby alligator he used to kind of bring out with him. So could say it was cheating maybe, but I mean, still kind of massive. And as kids, we kind of had no idea. So I mean, this one again belongs. I'd probably say, probably before the Macaw. Somewhere behind for me, British Bulldogs, Matilda the Bulldog. So somewhere in the decent section is probably where I reckon this should sit. Somewhere around here, I'd say. Okay. Next up, we've got Big Papa Pump's Tiger. Man, I mean, we didn't see this too many times in WCW, but I mean, what a visual this was. Big Papa Pump coming out with the kind of the tiger on a leash. Crazy stuff. Where would this go? I mean, we didn't see it too much, but I mean, what an impact it did have. So for me, this probably goes somewhere around here. I'd say, yeah, probably around the decent section behind Coco Beware's Frankie the Macaw. Definitely more impressive than the Boogeyman's Worm. So somewhere around here is kind of where I feel this one kind of belongs. Right, next up, it's Sting! Sting's Vulture, let's say. Man, what a visual, what an iconic kind of look this was for Sting. The crow gimmick that he had, late 90s in WCW. This was a great look, man. I'd probably say this should go around the great section. Definitely not up there with the kind of the legendary Burmese Python from Jake the Snakes, but yeah, somewhere, I reckon in the great section, definitely a level above kind of Pepper the Chihuahua and kind of Matilda the Bulldog. Somewhere around here, I'd say. Okay, who have we got next? We've got Tori Wilson's little pooch, Chloe. Oh, not sure where this one sits for me. I mean, I think it featured in a bit of a controversial angle, during the Attitude Era, where kind of Tori Wilson was joined by two other kind of divas at the time. Can't remember who it was, but they were kind of playing, the role of Vince's Angels, I think it was called. So yeah, we saw this little pooch a few times, but doesn't rate too highly on my ranking. So for me, gonna say not too controversially, doesn't exist to me. So yeah, this one goes down here, but probably not a controversial decision, I guess. Okay, last but definitely not least, we've got Undertaker and his Vulture. Man, this is gonna be a tricky one. I mean, this is the kind of battle we always wanted to see but never got, unfortunately. The Undertaker versus Sting, kind of one-on-one. We didn't get it, but I mean, this is probably a tricky one. We've got the Undertaker's Vulture that he came out with during his kind of match, his entrance at WrestleMania 9 against the Giant Gonzalez. What an iconic entrance that was. Does it go in front of Sting's? Does it go behind Sting's? It definitely belongs in the kind of great tier, but I'd probably say this should go behind Sting's. I'd say. I think kind of Sting had the entire kind of crow gimmick, and because of that, I think seeing Sting with the kind of vulture, wasn't a crow weirdly enough, but seeing it with the vulture was just so iconic. I think it was a few times that kind of Sting came out and scared the NWO off with the kind of vulture. So I'd probably put Sting above the Undertaker, but two great kind of animals that kind of featured in pro wrestling, I guess. Okay, I think that completes my list of animals in pro wrestling. Man, this is a quick, short and sweet one, but had a lot of fun doing it. Quite a lot of animals. Didn't realize there's so many that kind of features throughout the years, but yeah, I'll probably say looking at this list, I reckon this feels about right. You know, definitely Jake the Snake Roberts belongs in a tier, kind of all by himself. That legendary Burmese Python Damien that he had, definitely definitely belongs in the legendary by itself, followed by kind of Sting's Vulture versus the Undertaker's Vulture. I'd probably put Sting just above the Undertaker. And then, I mean, I'm a big Attitude Era fan, so the kind of Pepper Chihuahua storyline was just kind of so memorable to me. Then followed by British Bulldogs Matilda, Komodo Dragon by Ricky the Steamboat Dragon, Coco Beware's Frankie the Macaw, Big Papa Pump's Tiger on a Leash, Worms from Boogeyman, Pharaoh, Cody's dog, Larry the dog owned by CM Punk, and then yeah, it doesn't exist to me tier. It's probably the Pooch owned by Tori Wilson. So yeah, this one was fun, man. This one was fun. What did you guys think? How do you guys think I kind of got on with this? It was I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Please kind of comment down in the comment section and let me know what you think. You know, is there anything I've missed? Is there anything you'd have done differently? Yeah, let me know. I would love to hear kind of you guys' thoughts. Right, guys, that concludes today's video. Man, it's good fun. It was good fun. Remember, before you leave, please smash that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. Please comment in the comment section below. It means so much to me. I'm a new channel, and you know, the more kind of subscribers, the more likes I can get, the more it kind of helps me out. So if you could please do that, I'd be so grateful. But you know, thank you again for watching. It's been good fun, and I'll catch you again next week with another video, another ranking. So see you on the flip side. Peace.
Ultimo Smash!